Let's talk about what might just be the most famous speech in all of history. But we're not going to just look at it as a list of rules. Oh no, we are going to deconstruct it to uncover the hidden architecture that makes the Sermon on the Mount such a powerful and honestly, a perfectly built argument. I mean, think about it for a second. What really is the most influential speech ever given? You could make a case for a few, for sure, but the Sermon on the Mount has to be right at the top. For 2,000 years, it has shaped everything from our laws to our ethics, often in ways you probably don't even realize. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to set the stage, get a feel for the world this was spoken into. Then, we'll zero in on the one big idea that unlocks the entire thing. After that, we'll see how the argument for this inside-out righteousness gets built, step by step. And finally, we'll look at the powerful, inescapable choice it leaves us with. Okay, let's dive right in. Before we can get to the words, we have to understand the world. You see, every great speech is really an answer to a question or a problem. So what was the problem Jesus was addressing? Well, picture this. First-century Judea. It's occupied territory under Roman rule. And for a lot of people, religious life had become all about performance. It was about being seen doing the right thing, about a kind of external, public spirituality where your reputation was everything. So back then, when you said the word righteousness, people thought of a checklist. Did you follow the rules? Did you check all the boxes? It was all about what you did on the outside. And that is the very idea Jesus was about to turn completely upside down. And get this, the setting he chooses is so intentional, it's packed with meaning. He goes up on a mountain, which would have immediately made everyone think of Moses on Mount Sinai receiving the law. This was no accident. This wasn't some casual chat. This was formal, foundational. It was like he was delivering the Constitution for this new kingdom he kept talking about. So what holds these 3 chapters together? It's not just a collection of nice sayings or wise proverbs. It's one continuous argument, and it's all built on a single, totally radical idea that unlocks everything else he's about to say. And here it is. This is the thesis statement for the whole shebang. Life in God's kingdom isn't about looking good on the outside. It's about an inner righteousness that goes way deeper than just following the rules. It's about the heart. And every single thing that follows is designed to prove and explain this one idea. So how does he build this argument? Well, like any master communicator, he doesn't just state his point and walk away. He constructs a case for it, piece by piece, in this incredibly clear, logical way. His case basically has 3 parts. First, he establishes your identity, who you are in this kingdom. Second, he redefines righteous action, what you actually do. And finally, he reorients your motivation, why you do it. Identity, action, motivation. It's a brilliant and simple structure. And you've got to notice the order here. He starts with grace, not with rules. The Beatitudes, blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are the merciful. These aren't commands, they're descriptions of character. He's telling you who you are before he ever tells you what to do. Then he starts reframing everything. He uses this amazing formula over and over. You have heard that it was said, but I say to you. So he takes a law everyone knows, like don't murder, which is an external action, and he traces it back to its root, anger in the heart, an internal state. He does the exact same thing with adultery. Yeah, the external action is wrong, obviously, but Jesus says the real problem starts way before that, with lust in the heart. See the pattern? With every example, he is moving the standard of righteousness from the public square into the private chambers of the human heart. And think about how he's teaching all this. He doesn't use complex theological arguments. He uses these simple, powerful, everyday metaphors. You are salt. You are light. Look at the birds. Consider the flowers. He makes these massive, profound truths accessible to absolutely everyone. So after laying out this radical new way of life, the sermon doesn't just trail off. No, it builds and builds to this incredible climax, a final section that's designed to force every single person listening to make a choice. The ending is a powerful call to action. It's meant to draw a line in the sand and separate the entire audience into just 2 groups. That final story isn't just a nice little tale. It makes simply admiring his words totally and completely worthless if you don't actually do them. This final image makes the point crystal clear. You've got 2 builders. They both hear the exact same words. They both face the exact same storm in life. The only variable, the one thing that makes all the difference, is their foundation. One hears the words and does them. The other hears them and doesn't. And that brings us right back to where we started. The Sermon on the Mount is not a random list of sayings. It is one cohesive, powerful argument. It's designed to completely redefine righteousness, moving it from the outside in, and at the end of the day, it demands that you make a decision. In the end, this is where the brilliant architecture leads. It doesn't leave you with more information to think about. It leaves you with a question you have to answer. A question for them and a question for us. What foundation are you building on?